Starting 11 for Peachtree City. Goalkeeper, number 1, Conrad J. Defender, number 4, Tyler Hudson. Defender, number 5, Gary Wishire. Defender, number 21, Arthur DeLuca. Defender, number 3, Zion Gray. Midfielder, number 6, Sean Sandman. Midfielder, number 15, Brandon Beresford. Midfielder, number 8, Luke Biosky. Forward, number 7, Chris Davis. Forward, number 12, MG Gousset. Forward, number 19, John Cousy. Peachtree City MOBA are head coached by Omar Harrell. Now for the starting 11 for your Tormenta FC. Goalkeeper, number 28, Pablo Hara. Defender, number 2, Connor Antley. Defender, number 15, Joshua Phelps. Defender, number 18, Colin Chapman Page. Defender, number 9, Jerry St. Bill. Midfielder, number 27, Tony Solaire. Midfielder, number 10, Bill Vineyard. Midfielder, number 23, Marco Nicoletta. Forward, number 11, Mikey Rowe. Forward, number 7, Jordan Walshaw. Forward, number 21, Dad Arthur. Tormenta FC is head coached by John Miller-Racy. Assistant coaches are George Gonzalez, John Cott, and Kari Spencer. Tonight's head referee is Rashawn Clark. Assistant referees are Kyle Johnson, Andre Velez Valencia, and the fourth official tonight is Houston Martin. Fans, please stand if you're able and remove your hats for the playing of our national anthem. Tonight's anthem singer is Miss Ashley Mitchell.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early lights what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air.
You guys hear me okay? Check, check.
Through the night,
Thank you.
that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Hey, Logan.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Statesboro, Georgia for PDL Soccer on this Wednesday night as Tormenta FC are set to take on the Peachtree City MOBA. Welcome inside our state-of-the-art studio here on the campus of Georgia Southern University. I'm Drew Felios, thrilled to be joined by center mid Jared Odenbeck. And Jared, tonight it's a rematch between Tormenta FC and Peachtree City. They battled back on May 12th. It was a 2-2 draw. What do you think is going to be the difference tonight?
Well, I think tonight I'm looking forward to Tormenta dominating the game. I think it's important to get on the ball early, really impose their style onto the game, create chances, and keep things tight at the back. All
right, Tormenta playing in their 6th regular season PDL contest, and guess what? They are unbeaten up to this point. What do you think has been the key behind Tormenta's success so far?
Well, I think the key was a lot of guys coming in early, getting here early this summer, playing some Open Cup games early on, and maybe getting some early game jitters out.
All right, let's take a look at the Tormenta starting lineup as the men were led by Jordan Washaw tonight. Jan Arslan also, Mikey Rowe, Marco Nicoletta back in the lineup after sitting out last Saturday night. Tony Solaire has just been fabulous so far this year with Vinyals. Antley getting to start wearing your number 2, Jared. Callum Chapman Page, Jerry Saintville, Josh Phelps, and Pablo Jara, the tremendous goalie. And the substitutes with Milligan off the bench also watch Arce, Cisse Sosu, Ayo Sosu that is, and Michael Meekum as well. All right, let's take a look at Peachtree City and the names we're going to be calling. There you see the cast of characters out of Peachtree City, Georgia. And this team played really outstanding football last time against Tormenta FC. Got a couple good counters in there and eventually came away with the 2-2 draw. But Tormenta feels like that they let a few get away in that last contest, and tonight are looking for things to be a different story. So Peachtree City in the gold and in the black, and Tormenta with the familiar colors, led by the Navy here in Statesboro. This ball going to be sent back, and Peachtree City will now build from the back. Peachtree City 2-1-2 coming into tonight. Eight points for the visitors as Jara will touch it for the first time for Tormenta FC. Let's talk about Pablo Jara too, Jared. What type of an impact he has had for Tormenta thus far this season?
Well, I think he's been enormous so far. I mean, obviously he's a very gifted goalkeeper in terms of his shot stopping, but I think one thing that he's added to this team is just the ability to play out of the back. I think his feet for a goalkeeper are something that you really can't buy very often in the PDL, and that's had a huge impact on how we play.
Josh Phelps, they're touching for Tormenta FC. There you also see Tony Solaire directing traffic. Callum Chapman Page wears number 18 here tonight. Tyler Hudson gets his head on it for Peachtree City, and there's the household name for Tormenta, Jan Arslan, touching in the center circle, and as the whistle blows, and the ball will belong to the MOBA. Peachtree City, founded in 2013, so a franchise it's about 2 to 3 years older than Tormenta FC. This has been a fun rivalry to watch also over the past 3 years. Luke Biasi, nice touch, little flick behind by Chris Davis, who gets the start for the MOBA. So we've talked about Jara and what he has meant in goal. Mikey Rowe on the field. And Tormenta will get organized with Walshaw, Jordan Walshaw, the big addition for Tormenta this season. Let's talk about Tony Solaire also, Jared, and what he has meant. And talked to Coach Milleracey, and he says that Tony has just been sensational.
Yeah, absolutely. And once again, Tony's very influential on the way that we play. I think being able to find balls between lines from deeper areas, functioning almost as a quarterback in this system, trying to get guys like Jad Arslan the ball a lot, Marco Nicoletta, Neil Vinyals, Alvaro Arce in other games, and really his ability to just help build up the attack and set the tempo of the game is fantastic.
Josh Phelps holds things up. Jerry Saintville pushes it ahead. Marco Nicoletta on the far side, and Nicoletta starting to draw a lot of attention. He's had such a good year, 3 goals so far for Tormenta FC. Had to sit out last weekend with the quad injury, but happy to be back in the lineup tonight. This is going to be Mikey Rowe, the Irishman, in his second year with Tormenta. Rowe will put this in play, send it into the 6, and it's an early Tormenta goal. Tormenta FC striking quickly off the set piece, and it is 1-0 here in the 4th minute.
Well, Mikey Rowe gets his first start tonight and right into the action with a great ball into Chapman Page, flick into the far post. Great early start for Tormenta here.
So Tormenta FC could not have asked for a better start. Mikey Rowe with a tremendous ball. And that is how you come out of the locker room here at home.
One of the biggest dangers we expected to see from Peachtree tonight, Drew, was from set pieces. And ironically here, Tormenta have gotten on the board early. Not necessarily a strength so far early on this season, but great service there from Mikey Rowe. Chapman Page is a great presence in the box.
Callum Chapman Page. A great job getting airborne, using that size advantage. Peachtree City now trying to possess. Brandon Beresford in the midfield. Couple players for Peachtree City attending nearby Jacksonville University. Luke Biasi, University of Memphis star. You can see what Peachtree City is trying to do. They're trying to possess, they're trying to obviously build, but Tormenta right now pressing. And Tormenta, for a team that is playing their second match in 5 days, right now, Jared, they look like they're pretty fresh.
Yeah, absolutely, and I think you've seen a little bit of squad rotation tonight as well, bringing Mikey Rowe in for his first start, seeing Jerry St. Ville at left back, probably for a full 90 tonight. Marco Nicoletta coming off a little bit of rest. But I think it's all about trying to counteract Peachtree's system as much as possible. You see that Tormenta's sitting off a little bit, really trying to bait Peachtree into making bad decisions on the ball.
Connor Antley throws it in for Tormenta FC. That should be a handball, and it will be. Official right there to get in on it. Tormenta being unbeaten through 5 games, Jared. The message throughout the week, and I'm sure you can relate this and tell us what you think as Tormenta sets up for the set piece. We'll watch the action first as Tony Solaire puts this ball in motion. Solaire with that dangerous left foot in swing here. Tormenta striking in the 4th minute with an early goal. This ball's got good trajectory on it, and it was headed just to the left, but Tormenta showing early. They are going to definitely keep the foot on the gas pedal here tonight. I was talking about the complacency factor. Coach Milleracci saying, guys, even though we're unbeaten, we cannot afford to let up, because once we get a little bit cocky, our competition's going to come up and bite us.
Absolutely, and right now, I mean, I think we're in a pretty ideal position, but it's not something we can take for granted. At the moment, 4 points behind Mississippi Brilla with 3 games in hand. Really a massive opportunity to leap in front of them with a win here and then potentially a win at Memphis on Saturday.
Arthur DeLuca down to Tyler Hudson. He'll play it behind. Here's DeLuca again. Terry Wiltshire now attacking. Luke Biasi. Peachtree City's not been able to muster any kind of threat here through the first 8 minutes. This Tormenta team has come together so quickly. We watched the past 2 years, a team that was a slow starter and a strong finisher. This year, completely the opposite, starting as fast and faster than they ever have. And I think just participating in that Open Cup, Jared, went such a long way in this team getting a head start and coming together.
Yeah, absolutely. I think Coach Milleracci got to see, a few players live in game situations for the first time. That really helped him kind of determine what kind of lineup he was looking at. And I think also the team just starts to get a better understanding for each other. The more you play with guys around you, the more seamless it is, and you can see that with the way that Tormenta's played in the last few games.
Brandon Beresford now just outside the center circle, able to split the defense. And there's a good challenge by Tony Solaire. No whistle on the play, so we'll play on. Jad Arslan with a little bit of a forearm there, and the official will make that call. How about Jet getting a little physical here in the first 10? Chad Arslan's got 3 goals this year. Former West Virginia Mountaineer. Now Peachtree City, Sean Sannon, and Luke Biasi as well. Comes near side, Tyler Hudson. Some good tempo built right now by the visitors. Avoid the touchline. They now keep it in play. Luke Biasi challenged, and this tackle, let's see if it results in some discipline here. And the yellow card is out. Let's see if it is going to be issued here, and it looks like it will be.
Yeah, Chapman Page went to dive in here, try to win the ball, and it's quite in character for him so far. He likes to pick up an early yellow in most of these games, so right on cue for him.
Callum Chapman Page issued the yellow here early in the first half, and it looks like Luke Biasi is still shaken up from that play. That was a hard tackle.
Yeah, Chapman Page has played some non-league football in England, and you can tell because he definitely loves to leave his feet and loves to get into the opponents physically early on in games a lot.
So Luke Biasi is up at the University of Memphis. And Callum Chapman Page issued the yellow card again for Tormenta FC. Callum Chapman Page has been really outstanding rotating along that back line, Jared. It's been a force. One of the big reasons Tormenta has been so good defensively.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's a big luxury for Coach Millerese to be able to call on Callum's name, Josh Phelps, Michael Meekum, who's got a year of USL experience under his belt, and really rotate through those guys, keep players fresh.
Beresford now for Peachtree City. Right-footed, in-swinger, one's on the ground, and Pablo Jara makes sure it does not get inside that far post.
It was a dangerous delivery there. Not the same delivery that we saw from Mike Rio earlier with a lot of bend on it, but just putting it into a really dangerous area there, fizzing it in on the ground. It's always tough for a goalkeeper because he's really between two minds to come for the ball or to try and make a save.
One 1-0 Tormenta FC. Here in the 13th minute, Drew Felios with Jared Odenbeck. Tormenta's center midfielder. Great to have you with us tonight. From Statesboro, Irk Russell Park, home of Tormenta FC soccer on Tormenta TV. Josh Phelps will give this one a ride in the vicinity of Walshaw. He can't collect it, but Antley will for Tormenta as the ball goes out, and Tormenta FC will have a throw-in. Tormenta FC with 13 points so far in 2018. Now it's Marco Nicoletta. Right back to him. Nice 1-2 there. Walshaw saw it get away. And now here's MG in the midfield for Peachtree City. And looks like we're going to have another yellow card. Second form of discipline handed out to Tormenta FC. Nil Vinyals, the recipient here.
I think it's a bit disappointing to give away a yellow card there. Those are the moments that Coach Millerese has been speaking about in training. When the ball turns over, Tormenta have to be quick to react to counter press and try and win it back. And there, Vinyals is kind of in a situation where he has got 3 teammates around him, just the lone Peachtree player, and to pull him down is a bit of a waste going in the book there.
So 2 yellow cards handed out to Tormenta FC. Callum Chapman Page and Nil Vinyals here here, and we have not played past 15 minutes. Lots of action here early. A Tormenta goal, and then 2 yellow cards immediately following. Connor Antley now setting things up for Tormenta. Jad Arslan on the opposite side of the field. Walshaw with Wiltshire. Wiltshire will hammer it out and should be a Tormenta throw-in. Tormenta with a 3-0 victory over Myrtle Beach on Saturday night. Led by guys like Tony Solaire, Ayo Sosu also getting his first goal. 3 years playing for Tormenta FC. Peachtree City will attack quickly. This is the counter that burned Tormenta the last time, but they are ready for it this time. Chapman Page chases it down, and Hara sends it out to Phelps. Jared, how do you sum up that big win on Saturday night? You guys win 3-0, but a lot of the guys didn't seem like they were completely satisfied with, especially in the second half.
No, that's exactly right. And I think the first half was really quality, to be honest, from start to finish. I think you saw Tormenta really playing a lot of the football that we've been accustomed to seeing, Drew. Ball on the ground, quick combination play in the final third, generating lots of chances. And to go in halftime 2-0 up was definitely something that took a lot of pressure out of the game. But I think some of that led into some complacency in the second half.
Josh Phelps gets a little tied up there. Tony Solaire comes up to play it for Tormenta.
But the second half, to be honest, Myrtle Beach played some of the best football I've ever seen in the PDL.
Wow.
They've got a lot of quality players in their midfield, and they just totally dominated the game. And I think it's a good challenge for us to try and improve moving forward, because we definitely like to dominate the game, and there's going to be times when the other team is frankly better than us.
It's amazing how this game works sometimes. You win 3-0. On the scoreboard, it looks like a dominating victory, and at times it was in the first half for Tormenta, but in the second half, just as you said, their play was exceptional.
Yeah, and to be honest, we maybe had 20% of the ball in the second half and hard time getting out of our own defensive third, but I think more than anything, it's a testament to Myrtle Beach, but Tormenta have to be able to handle those situations and figure it out on the field.
Connor Antley able to win it for Tormenta. Keep an eye on Chris Davis there. Nearly came away with a big steal. A very dangerous play. Tormenta able to avoid it. And now Jordan Walshaw will place it down at the touchline as Mikey Rowe will toss it in.
Yeah, we've seen a couple of dicey moments here in the last 5 minutes at the back for Tormenta. Trying to play out, which is always great. As a player, you always want to play. You want to be on the ball. But just to be cleaner and sharper and focused in those moments is so important, because as we saw, Davis almost got on the end of an errant pass there, and that can be trouble.
Jad Arslan goes down hard. Tony Solaire just outside the center circle, surveying the field. Mikey Rowe in traffic. And Antley's going to be out of bounds.
I think another thing to look at tonight, Drew, is going to be the relationship between Connor Antley and Mikey Rowe. Both of them, both new coming into the team more or less. Connor had a superb performance against Myrtle Beach last week, making it into the South Conference Team of the Week. And just his first start, but Mikey Rowe's going to look to come inside a little bit and almost become another member of the center midfield, and Connor Antley's going to really look to push on. So it's going to be important in moments of transition for Chapman Page and Phelps to be switched on and putting guys in the right spots.
Yeah, huge for Antley to get that Team of the Week honor. Nice to see the league recognize the excellence of Tormenta FC. Tormenta with Mikey Rowe. Now turn to attack. The shot taken. And how about that save by Jeji? Conrad Jeji. First big save that he has made for the MOBA of Peachtree City.
A good moment of interchange there between Mikey Rowe and Jordan Walshaw. That's the kind of play that Tormenta are looking for in the final third. Quick combinations into one area and out to the next.
Mikey Rowe through traffic will take the shot. And it'll be a goal kick coming up for Peachtree City. Jerry Wiltshire. And Beresford. Beresford sending it down. Oh, nice defense that time, Jerry St. Phil. I'll tell you what, St. Phil's athleticism sometimes so impressive to watch. Formerly of the West Virginia Kings Warriors. That was the last coaching stop for John Milleracey, Tormenta head coach. Player goes down. Chris Davis sends it down. Tony Solaire on top of the ball for Tormenta FC. No Vinyals. Early yellow card. Antley, nice pass into Arslan. Contact made. And will there be a whistle? I don't think we're going to get one, and I think Jad can make a pretty good case here.
I think he can make a good case, but he's my roommate. I've seen him go down too many times. I'm starting to get tired of it, so I'm glad the referee didn't give it.
The brutal honesty comes out here.
Saw Connor Antley getting high and wide there, and those interchanges between he and Mikey Rowe, it looks like Arslan and Mikey Rowe switch sides for the moment. Those are going to be really key in the attacking third.
Tony Solaire, left-footed in swinger. Here it comes. And it's going to be headed out by Peachtree City. Look at the ball. Every time it comes off Solaire's foot. It is so dangerous. Such good placement. Here it comes one more time. Another good ball inside the 6. Headed out. Tormenta will watch it go out of bounds. Jerry St. Phil to throw it in for Tormenta FC. 1-0 your score. Drew Felios and Jared Odenbeck. Tormenta's center mid in the booth with us tonight for the second time this year. Tormenta getting an early goal off the header from Callum Chapman-Page in the 4th minute. That's where we stand right now. St. Phil comes up. Zion Gray for Peachtree City. Well, we've got some really impressive athletes. Chris Davis, number 7, is one of them, along with Gray, the George Mason star. Now John Kozine. Beresford and Tyler Hudson. Peachtree City tries to switch the point of attack. They send it too far, though, and Tormenta now will have to throw in.
I mentioned that change between Jad Arslan and Mikey Rowe, swapping flanks earlier on. I think with Jerry St. Phil being more of a stay-at-home defender, Mikey Rowe is going to need to stay higher and wider than he was on the right-hand side. He likes to come inside and pick the ball up, but I think given the way that we're playing at the moment, he might need to stay wide.
Pablo Jara, a couple of Peachtree players pressing. Connor Antley watches it go over his head, and now Tyler Hudson controlling for the MOBA. Peachtree City, after conceding that first goal, they've done a pretty good job over the last 15 minutes.
I think Tormenta are more or less pleased to let them have the ball in a lot of those areas, especially in the defensive third. They know that Peachtree's not necessarily going to hurt them for those areas and are more concerned about just staying tight in between their lines and not getting exposed to counterattacks.
Phelps hammers it out. And it'll be a Peachtree throw-in on the far side of the field. Peachtree City on the season, they had that tie against Tormenta back on May 12th. And they also tied Birmingham after that, then lost to SC United, followed by back-to-back wins over Memphis. So there are 2 wins coming over the same team. Tormenta, meanwhile, has beat a plethora of teams. Tri-Cities, Myrtle Beach, SC United twice. Then they had that draw with Peachtree City back in early May. MOBA trying to lob one over, and it will be a goal kick for Pablo Jara. Pablo with 3 clean sheets this season for Tormenta FC out of Wingate University. It looks like we're going to have a corner kick here. So Peachtree City will have their best scoring chance up to this point, their first corner kick of the night. This ball cleared by Tormenta. Walshaw. Oh, another hard play right there. Tyler Hudson, the guilty party for Peachtree City, as the referee was right there.
Yeah, they got lucky there that the referee gave a foul. Definitely a foul, but kind of a strange decision by Walshaw to play in that area. Typically from set pieces, you just want to clear the danger and then reset your shape. I think we've seen a few of those from Tormenta so far, and it would be good for them to clean up in some of those areas.
Now Tormenta, a little bit of room to attack. Holding it up, Walshaw, sending it back now. Tormenta from the right side. This is Connor Antley. He's had a good impact so far. His service in is taken care of by the MOBA. Marco Nicoletta controlling for Tormenta. Tries to sneak a pass in, but Peachtree City able to squeeze it and take care of possession. Seeing some pretty high quality soccer right now. Now it's Tony Solaire. So good with the ball. He has been this year. Josh Phelps, physical presence in the back as he has been the past 2 seasons. I mean, Phelps just looks so confident out there, Jared, so in command of what is going on, and just looks like he has been such a leader for this group.
Seeing a better passage of play here from Tormenta, more patient, going side to side. Just trying to pull MOBA out of their shape a little bit, using Solaire, Nicoletta, and Vinyals. It's a great little ball from Phelps, and those are the spots I'd like to see Vinyals and Solaire taking up a little bit more. Staying between the lines where they can get on the half turn and then play forward passes rather than dropping really deep behind MOBA's first line of pressure. I think that Chapman Page and Phelps are good enough on the ball that they can make those entry passes past the first line on their own.
Solaire wanted a call, didn't get it. MOBA try and turn to attack. '30th minute here in Statesboro. 1-0 the score, Tormenta FC over Peachtree City. Jerry Wiltshire. And there's a whistle as they will set this one down. Not going to have any discipline here, but the official on top of it. Zion Gray, the George Mason star. I don't think he's going to handle things here. They'll send number 15 over, Brandon Beresford, the midfielder. Now it's Walshaw. Walshaw gets taken down. And it should be Tormenta ball. It's a very hot and humid night, Jared. Interesting to see how stamina plays a part in this match.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's where the fresh legs of Mikey Rowe and Jerry St. Ville come into play. Those are going to be the guys that are going to have to make lung-bursting runs on occasion, and the other guys are just going to have to find it within themselves. Definitely had a high volume of matches recently, but that's the reality in the PDL, and you have to push through it.
Now Tormenta with Vinyals leading the way. Jan Arslan touches, so does Connor Antley. Some good pace put together by the home team. Tony Solaire. Tormenta trying to square one up here. Antley with the service in. Headed out. Solaire. Will he take the shot? Gets the angle. And the shot just to the right. May have been deflected just after it came off his foot.
Come again. Gotta get over quicker, lads. Quicker.
We talked about Jan Arslan being your roommate, Jared. That's got to be fun. Rooming with a guy, really getting to know him, and really part of the Tormenta experience, the way you guys are housed and taken care of here. And talk about some of the moments that you guys have had, really just getting to know each other as a team.
Well, we did quite the team building exercise not long ago. We went out to the Statesboro SWAT team facility, which was a real eye-opener for me. First time I ever shot a gun, and I don't really want to ever again. But no, great to see what those guys do, and they're such massive supporters of us, both them and the Statesboro Police Department. So definitely can't thank them enough for what they do for everyone here in Statesboro and, of course, across the U.S.
Nice tempo here by Tormenta as the shot just off to the right. I believe it was Nicoletta that time who got a good look. Just could not score it up against Jeji, the goalie for Peachtree City. That was a great slow build-up. Probably the best overall possession that Tormenta has had in this game.
No, absolutely, and I think that's the kind of attack that Tormenta needs to continue to build. We need to play through players like Vinyals and Solaire, and then look to get Nicoletta and Arslan and Walshaw advanced and combining with each other in and around that 18-yard box. I feel that's the way that we're really going to break them down tonight. I think just having more patience in the initial build-up, swinging the ball side to side, looking for the right moments to find those opportunities is important.
MOBA looking for a call, not going to get it. Tormenta will send it back out. Quick pace now from Tormenta FC. Connor Antley leading the charge. Takes it end to end. That was a long run, and how about Mikey Rowe coming up to challenge?
Yeah, Antley's done a few of those really well against Myrtle Beach, but I think tonight he's got to be especially careful with Peachtree looking to hit on the counter. He's got a good 60, 70-yard recovery run to make now, and as the night goes on, those are going to be harder and harder for him to make. I think it's important to just recognize the moments of when to put your foot on it and play, and then when to drive and look to make something happen on your own. But I think more or less this game is going to be one to put your foot on the ball, move it around with tempo.
Vinyals. Neil Vinyals, Spaniard, Winthrop University, represented. Josh Phelps sends it now far side. Some of the reserves we're going to see for Tormenta later on tonight, likely Ayososu coming out of the back. Yaya Sise also very lethal for Tormenta. Should see action in this match. St. Phil now will center it. And Tormenta, Mikey Rowe had it at his feet and a pretty good look. Defender came up to cut it off at the last moment. So we're going to have a corner kick coming up for the home team.
Presented by Tormenta FC.
I think this could be a great game for Cadu Casadas as well, Drew. Against South Carolina United away 2 games ago, he was really instrumental in getting us back into the game. Plays as more of a number 10, second striker role, and was able to take up great spots in between the lines and really get on the half turn and then play balls into the final third.
Mikey Rowe, a little bit too far on this one. It's going to sail over everybody and head out of bounds. So Cadu Casadas, have not had a chance to watch him play. This is only my second game in the booth here, but you're very impressed by him so far in training and in game action, huh?
Yeah, and last game against Peachtree away, he got his only start of the season and scored a really good goal in the first half, coming inside onto his right foot from the left. And he's a really quiet player. Got to have a really attuned eye to see a lot of his qualities, but I think his movement off the ball, the spots that he takes up is really what makes him so special.
Tormenta again very organized defensively. Jan Arslan trying to save it. Goes across the touchline, and Peachtree will have it now. 37th minute, slowly approaching halftime. Tormenta trying to keep this lead and perhaps add to it before heading into the locker room. As a Peachtree player nearly goes right into the stands full of Tormenta fans. Good home crowd on hand here tonight. Well, it's a very special Wednesday here in Statesboro and throughout the soccer world, for sure. As this morning, the announcement made, the World Cup is coming back to North America in the year 2026. The United States hosting most of those contests, as Tormenta FC trying to play big after the big announcement. That shot taken, and it sails way over by Walshaw. But Jared, as a guy who has lived this game, played this game, this game's been a huge part of your life. What does an announcement like that mean to you?
Well, to me, I think it just speaks to the progress of soccer that we've seen in the United States and arguably North America as a whole over the last 10 years especially. I think it's just such a good sign in terms of the growth of the game, and it's so special to see so many young kids and families here in Statesboro embracing the game. And I think that's a big testament to a lot of the work that Tormenta have done, but also the United States in general.
Goes on, gets a good ball on, and there's the shot. It's taken its sails over the goal. Oh, huge opportunity for the MOBA to equalize, and they cannot get it done.
Yeah, those are the kind of chances Peachtree's going to look back on tonight if they don't get 3 points, and wish they could have again. But just going back to the announcement, Drew, I think just in terms of the growth of the MLS, and fortunately the national team will automatically qualify, being the host nation, so we don't have to worry about Trinidad and Tobago again in 2026. But it's just been really special, especially to see a lot of the young players that are getting chances in the full national team, to see maybe a few faces that we might see out there in 2026, which seems a long time away, but those 8 years will definitely come quickly.
Yeah, guys like Christian Pulisic in 8 years will be 27 years old, right in his prime. And I just have a feeling, too, that this year, 2018, the United States not making the World Cup was a complete fluke. Do you expect them to be back there in 4 years in 2022?
I certainly would, and I think we've seen more talent come into the pool. We've got a lot of young players that are plying their trade over in Europe at a really good standard, and I think it's really exciting for the game, and especially to see a lot of young American players getting chances at MLS clubs as well.
Jad Arslan, how about that pass? As he threads the needle, Walshaw had it at his feet, just could not bring it in. And the MOBA will try and turn it the other way. Sinkville gathers for Tormenta. This game's been played at a pretty nice pace thus far. Tony Solaire doing his normal thing. Walshaw helping him out. Nicoletta also, and Neil Vinyals. Is there a team that you're really excited to see in this World Cup, being that the United States is not participating, a team that you love watching play, or one that you have a particular interest in?
Not particularly this World Cup. I spent a little bit of time last season playing in Sweden, so that might be my default team for the tournament, which is unfortunate because I think they're going to be really poor. But it's definitely going to be an exciting World Cup. All the traditional powerhouses like Brazil, Spain, France, they're all going to be right up there going for it. And it's really a coin toss as to who's going to come out on top. It's also exciting to see a lot of newer countries from a soccer standpoint getting into the World Cup. Saudi Arabia is going to play the opener against Russia this year. And nonetheless, whether or not they play good football, it'll be really exciting just to see a lot of these countries in the World Cup for the first time.
Tormenta taking their time here. With a little bit less than 4 minutes, regulation time left to play in the first half. Of course, we should have some extra time coming up here. As Nicoletta resets things. Nice pass there for Mikey Rowe. Rowe, little hesitation, service in, header is on, and the ball in front of the goal. And a great job by Jeji to deflect that, as Jordan Walshaw had a clean look, but the goalie got in front just in time.
Yeah, could have seen that spot between the goalkeeper and the defender a little bit quicker. Jad Arslan, we're going to see it here, heads the ball back into a great area, and if he had just drawn the defender out and pulled back into that 6-yard box, he might have had an even easier finish, but still well done to get on the end of it.
So it leads to a Tormenta corner kick. Neil Vinyals, the in-swinger here. Ball sent up in the air, and Josh Phelps trying to catch up to it, can't do it. So that's the best opportunity that Tormenta has had in quite a while. Tormenta with the one goal, they've had about 3 really good chances in this first half. Not many. Is there a number of chances, Jared, that you can kind of say, okay, this is our goal throughout a match, this is what we want to create? Or is it just play through circumstance and just sort of focus on the tempo and taking the best advantage of those situations?
I think it's more just capitalizing on chances. You can see games in soccer all the time. I think our second half against Myrtle Beach was a classic example of that, where they had the entirety of the play, still had a lot of chances, but weren't able to put anything away. And sometimes it's really hard to stick it in the net if the other team's really disciplined, or if you just don't have your shooting boots on the night.
St. Phil, challenge there. Ball gets hammered out. Tormenta will throw it in. Well, the last 2 matches, Tormenta's had 6 goals, and then count the one tonight. 7 goals in the last 2.5 matches. So Tormenta starting to get that final third really figured out. Things really starting to gel after winning a couple early in the season by 1-0 margins. Now Biasi turning for Peachtree City. Jad Arslan back for Tormenta. He and Tony Solaire make such a good combination. Here's Vinyals. St. Phil sends it wide. Nicoletta now. A couple defenders on him. Resetting for Tormenta FC. 1 minute of extra time coming up here from Statesboro. Goalie, Jeji comes up. Nicoletta trying to win it. And the whistle's going to be blown. It will belong to the MOBA. In extra time, MOBA trying to get one last chance here before halftime. Josh Phelps not going to let that happen. And Tony Solaire right on top of it to clear. Backline very strong for Tormenta. MOBA, they do not give up on it. Trying to turn around is Biasi, but that is going to do it for the first half of action. Tormenta FC threatened in the final minutes, but the defense holding strong, and they will head to the locker room with a 1-0 lead. Nicoletta with a little bit of words there for the visiting team, and they're going to have to get in front of the players as they come off the field, as things getting a little bit heated right now down on the pitch.
Yeah, just important to keep your head in moments like these. We saw Callum Chapman-Page get sent off in the halftime of one of the games earlier this season, and Peachtree are obviously frustrated going in 1-0, and I think Tormenta feel a little bit hard done that they're only 1-0 up at the moment too. So important to keep their heads going into the second half and start strong.
So Tormenta FC getting an early goal off the head of Callum Chapman-Page. That was in the 4th minute. That really put the wheels in motion. Tormenta's defense doing their thing. Peachtree City with really one solid chance that they could have buried. Unable to do that. Tormenta had about 3 good chances throughout the entire first half. But this game played at a good pace. Fairly clean so far. Had a little bit of action there towards the end of the half on a very hot and humid night in Statesboro. I think stamina, as we said, is going to be huge in the second half, Jared. So Peachtree City will try and regroup. Peachtree City tries to regroup. Tormenta, meanwhile, will try and get a little bit of rest and focus on the second 45 as Tormenta looks to improve to 5 wins in that 1 draw on the season. Halftime festivities coming up from Statesboro with Jared Odenbeck. I'm Drew Felios. More Tormenta soccer here on Tormenta TV coming up next.
Individuals are called stormtroopers. The stormtroopers are a Tormenta FC volunteer group that includes young men and women that take time out of Hello, I'm Stephanie Matzel, and I'm here with John Milleracey, the head coach for Tormenta FC. So there's been lots of action on the field tonight, so can you tell me your thoughts on the first half of the game?
Yeah, we haven't been too sharp. I'm glad we got a goal, but we haven't been at our best. I think we've allowed Peachtree to kind of initiate what they want to get out of the game, and we've been very reactive. So we got to fix some things at halftime and adjust a few things and change our mindset. I think we're a little too reactive, a little too frustrated, so we'll come out better in the second half.
So are there any type of something that you have in mind that you're going to talk or go through during halftime in order to keep the momentum going during the second half?
Yeah, we're not doing a good job of getting enough pressure on the ball. I think we're more worried about their off-ball runs, and I think we got to get their head down. So we're not doing a good job with that.
All right, perfect. So good luck, and
thank you.
Thank you.
Best tailgate, brisket.
No, real football y pollo asado.
Hoops and wings. Dude, subs.
Hot dog.
Chili dog.
No, Dodger dog.
It's gotta be crawfish.
Now you're talking. Burgers.
7-layer dip. Ribs. No contest.
Hummus.
What?
You need a hot grill.
And an ice cold Coke.
Of course.
Football and Coke. Come on.
It's got to be Coke.
Game day. Race day.
Calls for Coke.
You know it.
Grab yourself a Coke.
It's Tailgate 101.
A sports injury can stop you in your tracks. At Optum Surgery Center, our specialized physicians and staff use advanced orthopedic procedures with one specific goal in mind: to get you back to you. If you have a sports injury, request an evaluation by calling 912-629-3560. Experience the Optum difference.
Here at the Spring Hill Suites Marriott Statesboro, our suites are 25% larger than standard hotel rooms. Each of our 113 spacious rooms includes a deluxe continental breakfast with plenty of hot and cold options to satisfy every appetite. Spend time in our fitness center, our pool, or at the fire pit. We're conveniently located near Georgia Southern University, the Kiwanis-Ogeechee Fairgrounds, Ogeechee Technical College, and the Gateway Industrial Park.
At Georgia Southern University, we're setting the standard for higher education in Southeast Georgia on 3 exciting campuses in Savannah, Statesboro, and Hinesville. We're offering more opportunities for hands-on learning, more ways to help our students find a career, and more economic impact on our region. At Georgia Southern University, discover more, connect more, be more. Florida and South Carolina residents get in-state tuition at our Armstrong and Liberty campuses.
Welcome back to Tormenta TV. You're watching Tormenta FC Soccer as they battle the Peachtree City MOBA. Along with Jared Odenbeck, I'm Drew Felios. A very exciting first half of action. Tormenta with a 1-0 lead after getting that goal in the 4th minute. What do you think has been the story so far in this game, Jared?
Well, I think it's just been a matter of Tormenta capitalizing on, the few opportunities they've had. Peachtree, like we said, we looked for them to get on the counter early on, and they got one good chance from that. But I think it was about Tormenta staying tight at the back and limiting those chances and then taking the ones that they got.
All right, let's get to know some of these Tormenta players as we have so far this season. Always fun to get up close with them, especially the newcomers. As now we go up close with Connor Antley.
My name's Connor Antley. I'm a defender here at Tormenta. I play right back. I grew up in Peachtree City in Georgia. Started playing soccer when I was 5 or 6. My twin brother and I played on the same team growing up, even all the way through college. It was just a big passion of mine, and so went to college and played. Afterwards, got a phone call from John, and now I'm down here at Tormenta. We're 5 games unbeaten now, so we're just trying to keep that momentum rolling midway through the season and then towards the end and hopefully make a run at this thing. The community is a huge part of Tormenta. We're getting into businesses, getting into schools, making the name of Tormenta really known. And I know the kids and even the parents, they really enjoy it and they love it. They come out and they supported our games and they do a really good job. I mean, they're a great fan base. I know when teams come in here to play, they know that Tormenta is a tough place to get a result, and that's a big part. I think when people think of Tormenta, they think of a family. The guys that we have here on the team have done a great job of really creating a culture of family and togetherness, and just really working for each other is just a big part of this game that we have. I feel like I've improved a lot coming down here. I think John's training sessions are really good. They're really tactically thought out. It's been a great environment to be in, especially as a player. We've got a really talented squad. The guys that are here now, we're just hungry. Like we've started well and we want to finish well. We want to continue to do well. I think John's got high expectations for this group moving forward. I know that he believes that we've got one of the better teams in the PDL and that we're definitely starting to show it. I knew coming in here there was never going to be a lack of competitiveness in this group, knowing that the USL D3 is coming next season. It's been pushing this group and it's been really, making the best of our group, knowing that that's coming up, but we like to focus on what's in front of us now.
Coke Zero is now Coke Zero Sugar with great Coke taste. Some people were excited to hear the news. Some were skeptical. So we're not going to have the star of the show you're watching come out and say, "You'll love it." No special jingle written by this week's hottest pop star. No famous internet celebs who happen to be holding the label just so. Okay, maybe just one little pour shot. The only thing that will make you believe Coke Zero Sugar has great Coke taste is trying it yourself. Ice cold Coke Zero Sugar. Try one today.
A sports injury can stop you in your tracks. At Optum Surgery Center, our specialized physicians and staff use advanced orthopedic procedures with one specific goal in mind: to get you back to you. If you have a sports injury, request an evaluation by calling 912-629-3560. Experience the Optum difference.
Whatever you do, we do internets. Right now, you can get speeds up to 100 megs. Internet packages starting as low as $29.99 a month. Call 1-888-NORTHLAND or visit getnorthland.com today.
Ever since 9th grade in high school, I've always wanted to be a dentist, and I've never wavered from that. My name is Ricky Lane, and I want to welcome you to our practice. Whether you are a new patient or a patient of record, I want you to know that we appreciate you giving us the opportunity to help you take care of your dental needs. I am a comprehensive dentist. By comprehensive dentistry, I mean that we provide all realms of dentistry.
Welcome back to Tormenta Tormenta TV, rather. Drew Felios, Jared Odenbach, as we regroup after a very intense first half of action. Great to have you with us tonight. Tormenta had their moments in that first half, pretty much dominated the first 20, but Peachtree City showed that they're also here to play.
Yeah, absolutely, and they're not afraid to play out of the back either tonight. We saw them early in the game getting out on the front foot and trying to high press a little bit. Here we see some highlights coming in, that great ball from Mikey Rowe and swinging onto Callum Chapman-Page's head, and a few other set-piece opportunities. Tony Solaire with a great delivery onto Connor Antley there.
Saw the profile on Connor Antley. He was a part of our USL, or PDL rather, Team of the Week in the Southern Conference. Player goes down there for Peachtree City. Nice set-piece opportunity there as Hara watches it go by. And Hara was threatened probably 3 times throughout that whole first half. Had a couple whistles, had a couple yellow cards. Uncharacteristic. Neil Vignoles gets one. Callum Chapman-Page had one as well. Connor Antley squeezes a pass through there. Chad Arslan, you don't think that was a foul, huh?
No, not a chance.
Tony Solaire trying to tee one up. Sends one just wide to the right. And Arslan again playing fast like he always does. Vignoles had the shot that went right. And Tormenta continued to press. And how about that chance by Walshaw, Jordan Walshaw, playing well throughout the first half as well. So, Tormenta, keep in mind with Ayo Sosu, and you've also got Yaya Cisse coming off the bench. Cisse had a game-winning goal earlier this year. He could definitely be a difference maker here tonight.
Yeah, absolutely, and he's got all the pace you could want from a wide player. Great instincts in the final third to get into the box, make dangerous runs in behind, and I think he could really open up this game with his pace.
All right, we had a chance earlier to meet Tormenta's Connor Antley, and we've got another profile here for you. And this one is not on a player, but it is a coach, a very special coach who has made a big difference to Tormenta's production on the field as we introduce you to performance and fitness coach Kari Svensson.
My name is Kari Svensson. I am from Iceland, and I've been here at Tormenta since May. I am the strength and conditioning coach and the assistant physiotherapist. I grew up in Iceland playing soccer down there, well, up there, I guess, up in the north. And I played all the way up until I was 20. I played with a club called Vikings, played semi-pro there, and then once I was 20, I played college at King University in Tennessee. That's where I met John McLeod. I played in this league 2 years ago with the Tri-Cities Otters, and the setup at Tormenta, it's just a whole different level compared to all the other teams in the leagues. The transition from a semi-pro to a pro is, well, it has a lot to do with physical strength and physical attributes. So my role is just to get them stronger, more powerful, more agile, and more fit. I'll meet up with the boys twice a week in the gym at the Y. And there we do a lot of stability work and just some extra power work that we need to keep the guys fit for the season. And then during training sessions, I'll do the warm-ups and do any off the field work with guys that are injured or have any knocks or anything like that. And then I'll take them through a cool down after each session. We're hitting kind of a tricky spot right now where we have 2 games a week. So the key thing for us now as the coaching staff is to keep the players healthy but fit enough to perform at the highest level. So that's our main goal right now. And I mean, we've gone off to a great start, 4-0-1, and we want to keep that roll moving.
Hello, I'm here with Omar Jaroon, the head coach for MOBA and Peachtree City. So can you tell me your thoughts on the first half of the game?
Fairly even game. Set piece goal we conceded on. But otherwise it's a good game. A few adjustments for us. The tempo of the game is moving. Opportunities are from both sides, but it's all right for so far first half.
Okay, perfect. So is there anything that you guys discussed during halftime that you guys are going to try to improve out on the field tonight?
Second half, we wanted to make a few adjustments in the midfield, central midfield, just starting positions a little higher, a few adjustments on the set pieces, but keep going about the same way and just moving the ball fast and hopefully finishing opportunity.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much and good luck to you guys.
Appreciate it.
All right, thank you very much, Stephanie, as we look forward to the second half. Great to have you with us tonight. It's been a great night so far. Jared Odenbeck here. I'm Drew Felios. And first, before we talk about that second half, we just saw a feature on Kari Svensson, the fitness coach for Tormenta FC. What kind of a difference has he made for this team this year?
I think it's a massive resource for a PDL club to have a kind of coach like that, a physio full-time with the team. He runs our gym workouts 2 or 3 times a week. He handles a lot of the rehabilitation exercises for guys like myself who are coming back from off-season surgeries or have little nicks and knocks. And to have that luxury at a club like this is really incredible, and he couldn't be doing a better job.
You know, he said something about how Tormenta FC was just a notch above the rest of the PDL teams in the league as far as just doing the little things. Having him on board, on staff, I think is a prime example, just as you said.
Oh, absolutely. And a lot of teams can't afford stuff like that. They can't afford to put players into apartments or to give them 2 meals a day. And that's, I think, what separates Tormenta from a lot of these other teams is a lot of off-the-field things that they're able to provide is truly a professional environment. And you combine that with the quality on the field, you can't beat it.
All right, Tormenta FC about to start the second half now as they are going to move from right to left. Tormenta getting set. Peachtree City as well on the left side. And the second half is set to get underway. Tormenta with a 1-0 lead over another team from Georgia here. Peachtree City with 8 points, looking to add to that tonight. Tormenta can get 3 more tonight, make it 16 on the season and stay unbeaten. Something that would just be really unprecedented for this Tormenta club. Jerry Saintville Starts the second half for Tormenta. Jan Arslan as well. No changes that we can really see of here right now to start the second half, but we will likely see changes. Again, keep in mind this is the second game in 5 days for Tormenta FC, so there's going to be some tired legs in about 20 to 30 minutes.
Yeah, it'll be important to cycle through some guys in this game as well, especially if Tormenta stay in the game here up 1-0. I think we'll look to see a number of changes to try and keep some legs fresh for Saturday as well, looking forward, but obviously the main focus now is on this last 45 minutes at hand.
Covered a lot of ground tonight on this very special day in soccer throughout the United States and all of North America, actually, Mexico, Canada as well, as it was announced earlier today that the World Cup would be returning to this part of the world in 2026. Tormenta FC even putting out their own personalized press release about the World Cup earlier today. Vinyals tries to send this one down, and we're going to have a handball as Hudson could not keep his hands out of the way there.
We would like to thank the following sponsors: ME Marketing, Southern Family Dental, Southern Family Medical, and Dr. Ricky Lane Dentistry. Tormenta FC thanks you for your support.
Now Tormenta FC with Connor Antley. Saw the profile on him at halftime. He sends one in there. And JG there to collect it for Peachtree City. Keep in mind we're going to have this second half, and then immediately following the game, going to award our Powerade Player of the Match on our Facebook Live page, something that has become tradition for Tormenta FC. Get a chance to meet our Player of the Match. Brought to you by ME Marketing Services. Always look forward to that following every Tormenta home game. Collision. And Biassi's going to get whistled for the foul. Both teams coming out quickly. Peachtree City. No numbers that time. Tormenta well organized defensively. Josh Phelps sends it up. Connor Antley now. Coach Milleracey saying earlier today that two big keys in this game would be, number one, patience. Number two, discipline. Seen both of that from Tormenta so far. Last time these two teams played, Peachtree City, very compact. Tormenta got a little bit frustrated throughout, got beat on some counters, and also could not finish some real chances. Tonight, different so far with the 1-0 lead as we play on here. Tormenta trying to get this one deep. Far side now. This ball's going to be sent in right into the hands of JG. Ball hit off the back of Jan Arslan. Came back up. And giving chase, Jordan Walshaw. Vinyals. Vinyals earning that early yellow card. Get a little physical here. He's got to be careful. Vinyals now inside the 18. Can he service the ball in here? Didn't have a good angle that time. Got pinched in the corner.
Tormenta's done really well twice in a row there to just snuff out the balls that are coming out into the strikers of Peachtree, and then to just maintain possession again and look to keep it.
Arslan, a nice pass. Tormenta has it taken away again.
We've had a few moments in a row there where Tormenta's been able to get into the final third, and I think Coach Milleracey would like to see more patience in the final third. for the players to just kind of come out of those wide areas and then look to play again. Look to move Peachtree around and make them chase the ball a little bit in their own third.
Here's Santa now on St. Phil. St. Phil tough to beat, tremendous speed. And a collision there. And this is going to be a corner kick coming up for the MOBA.
These are the moments where Tormenta really needs to be switched on defensively. So important to stay with your mark here and make sure that you're tuned in. It's a prime example of this here.
Trying to flick it back. Solaire comes up to tap it up.
Tormenta were lucky to get out of there. They weren't switched on, and Peachtree had a 2v1 situation in the corner flag there that could have amounted to more if they had better quality.
Jared, these Wednesday night games, even though Tormenta is at home tonight, it's not easy to come out on a Wednesday night and play your best soccer, is it?
Yeah, sometimes it can be difficult. There's not as many fans on midweek games, and a lot of times legs are a little bit heavy from the weekend, and obviously coming off that 3-0 win over Myrtle Beach, a lot of guys we're definitely really pleased with the win, and sometimes it's going to be hard to turn around quickly, but that's where Coach Milarese's game plan comes in terms of speaking about discipline and having patience and sticking to our strengths.
Nicoletta gets Tormenta rolling now. Tormenta FC controlling in the midfield. Nicoletta asks for it back, gets it. He is such a good, smooth ball handler. Solaire. Oh, right off the feet of St. Phil.
I think another thing about these Wednesday night games, Drew, is that you really got to win these if you want to be division champion. These games become so important as the year gets deeper and deeper into it, and a lot of times that can be the difference between first and fourth place.
That's a great point. Past couple years, Tormenta's made such great late season runs, but just have looked back at the schedule and been like, well, if we just had one there, just not conceded that one late there, our entire season would be different. Every single outcome so huge. Solaire now over to Nicoletta. Switches the point of attack for Tormenta FC.
Great entry ball from Connor Antley there.
Tormenta now starting to outpossess Peachtree City. Big swing this time. This one sails over the goal and into the seats.
A little bit ambitious there from Connor Antley, but after the performance he's had Saturday night, I can't say I blame him. He's a player who's definitely high in confidence right now, and I think it's just such a testament to him being able to grind it out this season, having not been able to make the 18 a lot of the season, and then to get into the starting lineup was impressive.
Now it's Gray trying to cross one in on the ground. Tormenta will hammer it out, and a throw-in coming up now for Peachtree City.
I think it also just speaks, Drew, to the depth of quality that this Tormenta team has. A guy that can't make the 18 for the first few weeks is now a very significant player and getting into the team of the week in the PDL. It's not something that a lot of other clubs can boast, and I think it's part of the thing that is going to make Tormenta so special this season.
Now the level of play this year has certainly been the best that it has ever been. Here's Biasi now. Tormenta takes this one away. Jad Arslan, good job that time. And a chance to see one of Tormenta's famous alumni, James Brighton. That was during the reserves match. Tormenta having their way with the MOBA. 4-0 was the final there. Game was hampered by some weather earlier today. As we've got a whistle and a set piece now will be on the docket for the MOBA.
Yeah, we had a nice hour and 15-minute halftime in that reserve game, which wasn't the most ideal, but great for the reserves and myself to open up the legs a little bit and get some reps.
And some Tormenta players getting warmed up on their side. Some substitutes could be on the way here very shortly. This ball is going to be hit. Hara will just watch it go. Arthur DeLuca got a good foot into it that time for the MOBA. So it looks like some substitutes now will be called to duty. You see Ayo Sosu set to come on. Also Yaya Cisse as well. And Alvaro Arce, the Spaniard, will also enter for the home team. Who do you think can have some of the biggest impact in this game the rest of the way?
Well, I think Cisse is going to be a straight swap for Walshaw here, and same with really most of these players. Arche coming in for Vignals and Suso in for St. Ville, and I think Suso is going to be able to provide some more width and attack on the left-hand side. Cisse, obviously a player who wants the ball in behind more than Walshaw. Walshaw likes to feed a lot, and Arche could be the key that unlocks this MOBA defense. Takes up great spots between the lines and has a really, really great creative brain to find those little passes in the final third.
Yeah, it looks like Dean Foster, number 9, has also come on for Peachtree City. So the MOBA also make a substitution. So fresh legs in the game for Tormenta FC. And it looked like Solaire went down in the center circle. He'll get up very slowly. Looked like he just may have turned his ankle on his own that time. Tormenta trying to get this one in deep. And it is off. Yaya Cisse was in the vicinity that time. See all the flags internationally represented here at Irk Russell Park.
Yeah, Herman Fasani is still a bit upset that his Uruguayan flag hasn't made it up there yet, but we'll give the fans the benefit of the doubt because he's been living in Spain a little while. But
nice.
Couldn't go without mentioning that when he's been complaining for weeks.
A little too physical that time. You saw Marco Nicoletta did a good job of drawing that foul right in front of the official. I'm not implying that he was acting either. Tormenta taking a shot. This one's going to be deflected out. A corner kick coming up. And Alvaro Arce, the midfielder. His first time in the United States. They'll set things up for Tormenta. Chad Arslan very close. Right in front of our Powerade part of the park. This ball sent airborne. And it's going to be a quick whistle. And blown dead. Peachtree City will get it back. What happened there?
Looked like the ball went out of bounds from that corner kick. Josh Phelps came lumbering into the box late there and got onto the end of it, but it looks like that outswinging ball from Arce just went over the end line.
Beresford hammers it forward. Dean Foster trying to get ahead of the pack that time. Ball rolls over to the seats. And Hara will come over to collect it. Hara going for his 4th clean sheet of the season tonight. Just been brilliant in goal for Tormenta FC.
Be aware. I got him. Jack, keep dropping. Jack, keep dropping. To your right, Jack. To your right. Good.
Zion Gray now on top of it for Peachtree City. Peachtree City coached by Omar Jaroun. Had a chance to hear from him at halftime. Our ball boys nearly on the field that time. Got to be careful on the near side. Ayososu, the interception. And now Jad Arslan. Sosu comes flying into the picture. And here's Arslan. Tormenta's got something cooking. Arslan, with his legs, can beat everybody. There's more contact. And again, a no call. That one, I think, certainly deserved consideration.
Yeah, much bigger penalty shot there than the one in the first half for me. Referee deciding to stay with no penalty there, but still a bright moment from Tormenta, able to pick the ball off and get Arslan into the final third.
That's where Jad Arslan is at his most dangerous. Tormenta threatening again. Look at the quick feet. Yaya Cisse. Oh, broken up. As Wiltshire was able to just barely get a toe on it, and it draws a whistle. See the fresh legs of Tormenta really paying off here, Jared.
Yeah, we've already seen Arche have a little bit of an influence on the game, playing some neat little balls in behind, and obviously Cisse's got quite the turn of pace. I think it'll be interesting to see how much Coach Millerese wants Ayososu to bomb forward on that left-hand side the rest of the second half with a 1-0 lead at the moment. I think the big thing that'll help both see out this game and maintain the legs is if Tormenta can just keep the ball, just make simple decisions, a bit like this right here. Keep the ball, keep it moving, let it roll, let MOBA do the work in terms of the running, and see the game out. If the other team doesn't have the ball, they definitely can't score. So I think I just want to see some simpler decisions and play easy.
Player goes down on the far side for Tormenta. And let's see if this leads to a yellow card. Looks like it could.
Yeah, Connor Antley's down. Looks like he got clipped on his ankle there.
There it is. Yellow card issued to Chris Davis.
A yellow card has been issued to number 7 for MOBA.
That's the first yellow of the night for a Peachtree City player.
We would like to acknowledge the following sponsors: Blue Hill and Johnson's Insurance.
So Connor Antley, a little slow getting up, finally makes it to his feet. If you're just joining us, had a chance to meet Connor at halftime during one of our Player of the Week features.
Tormenta have Michael Meekum still on the bench, able to come out and play if needed at right back. He spent most of his time in the USL with Wilmington Hammerheads as a right back, actually, and played more as a center back this season, but definitely capable cover if Antley can't continue.
It is nice to have some of these players coming off the bench. And you said it, Jared, the depth of Tormenta this year. So many weapons that John Millerese can go to, and he's certainly utilizing them. Sosu wins that ball. Remember, he scored his first goal as a Tormenta player on Saturday night. Big moment for him. Ball sent in. Tormenta working. Jad Arslan. Fancy footwork. The shot and the goal! Jad Arslan has struck for Tormenta in the 65th minute.
Yeah, Connor Antley involved once again, plays the ball into Arslan's feet. Alvaro Arche, great dummy. Gets a bit lucky with the deflection there, but coming inside on his right foot, Jad Arslan's one of the most dangerous players in this conference. Connor Antley did a great job there, driving inside onto his left foot. Arche smart enough to realize that a dummy is going to bait the defender into stepping out of position, which left Arslan wide open, able to come inside and score.
Just another night at the office for Jad Arslan, one of the household names, one of the original Tormenta FC players. He's got his 4th goal of the season. And Tormenta FC with a 2-0 lead. So a goal by Callum Chapman-Page in the 4th minute. Jan Arslan, 65th minute. It's where we stand right now, 2-0. And Tormenta FC surging towards another 3 points. And it's going to be a yellow. What is going on here from Nicoletta, who is given a little display there right in front of our official.
Yeah, it's just called being foolish.
Jared.
Played with Marco in 2016 in Charlotte Eagles, and I can just say it doesn't surprise me.
Oh, that was certainly entertaining. Just not the time or place.
Yeah, hopefully for
this ball sent in, and now it's dangerous play. And Hara, luckily, that ball sailed just to the right.
Hopefully for Nicoletto's sake, there was a few scouts in the stands who were impressed by that, because the referee certainly wasn't.
Certainly always got to try and keep things light. It's such a long season through the hot days of summer, and I know it can be a grind at times, but certainly not in the 66th minute in a key match, divisional match, where you're closing in on three more points. Tormenta.
No, he's a super player, though. We spoke about him a little bit earlier and just how gifted he is on the ball. And he's transferring from Young Harris, where he was teammates with Mikey Rowe, to go to Akron in the fall, one of the most storied Division I soccer programs in the country. And I'm certain he's going to be a big influence there as well. He's got all the talent in terms of seeing passing lanes and good individual ability on the ball. And I think he'll continue to have a lot of success wherever he goes, whether in the USL with Tormenta in the future or somewhere else.
I believe that's Arslan who went down for Tormenta. Yes, Jan Arslan, a little shaken up down on the turf right now. So an advantage temporarily for Peachtree City. They'll hold this one up as Jan Arslan in some pain right near that Tormenta logo. This young man, Jad Arslan, just never stops running.
Yeah, he's started every game this season, and just a big testament to the engine that he has. He's able to go day in and day out and not stop. And I think in a season like this in the PDL, it's a great fit for this team to be able to play him every single game, every single week, and have his influence in the team.
Jared, talk about the sense of urgency that has been put into this club, not just because of playing this year and getting points, making a postseason run, but what the future holds as well with D3 and the USL on the horizon.
Well, I think that's the reason why you got guys from Spain getting on planes and flying overseas, and guys with USL experience coming down here to Statesboro. It's that draw of the potential of a professional contract and an organization of this standard in a league that's fresh and new and going to be exciting and provide great opportunities for young players. That's such the draw here.
Connor Antley throws it in, and now Archie puts it in the air as Jeji with the grab for Peachtree City. '70th minute in Statesboro, Georgia. Great to have you with us tonight on Tormenta TV. Drew Felios with Jarrett Odenbeck. And our great crew doing a fabulous job, our camera crew on the field, setting up early here. And all the great help in the control room as well. The Georgia Southern Multimedia Development Center, such a huge part making this broadcast possible. MOBA, valuable chance here. Fields is beat. The shot taken, and this one sails over. And just to the left. And again, Hara will escape. No damage done.
That's the third or fourth time tonight that Tormenta's really shot themselves in the foot from the back. Just making really a careless and sloppy decision, giving the ball away in a really dangerous area. And maybe on another night, MOBA would have 2 or 3 more goals there off those mistakes. Those are stuff that Tormenta, especially moving forward, playing better opposition, will have to clean up the rest of the season. I think it's important now in just the last 20 minutes to stay disciplined, see the game out with a lot of possession. Defensively try to compact the lines a bit more from front to back and just keep things tighter. I think things are getting a little bit loose now that second goal's come. See another turnover there. You just got to look to the bigger and more experienced players, maybe guys with cooler heads like Solaire and some of those guys in the back to get a hold of things and get the ball down and keep playing.
See Ayososu screaming for it at the bottom of your screen. They'll wait for it to come to him and now play it for Tormenta. Peachtree City starting to press a little bit more, playing some more defense here, Jared, that Tormenta's going to have to figure out.
Yeah, and they had a hard time figuring it out the other night against Myrtle Beach. Myrtle Beach came out and pressed in the second half, and I think it's still another layer that Tormenta needs to add to their games, the ability to continue to play their brand of soccer even if the other team's doing a high press in the game. A lot of times you can get a bit nervy when the other team's sending 3 or 4 players sprinting at you, but typically a few passes and a composed head and you're out of those situations, then running numbers up at the other team's back 4 and maybe a couple midfielders. But I think it just comes down to having everyone on the same page, having everyone in the right understanding, the same mind, so the guys are showing up in good spots to be able to support. Because sometimes some of the mistakes we've seen, guys have kind of gotten stuck in a situation where they've had to force a ball or two or try to make something out of nothing. I think it's just part of continuing to add more collective play as the season goes on.
Corner kick on the way. Tony Solaire able to hammer it out for Tormenta FC. MOBA still trying to get on the board on a hot and humid night in Statesboro.
Solaire was caught really late there in a nasty challenge.
Arslan down on the ground again, and we're going to have a red card issued here for Brandon Beresford. Peachtree City going to go a man down here late. A straight red issued to Brandon.
Oh yeah, came flying in late there with 2 feet and totally caught Solaire after the ball had already gone. I believe it was his second yellow here. But yeah, definitely a deserved red card without question.
Okay. I know I had Chris Davis for yellow. I did not have Brandon with one, but
referee might have pulled out both of his cards and then just handed the red.
Yes. A tough moment here, hopefully. Tony Solaire is okay. It's one of the marquee players on this Tormenta team. You cannot afford to lose him going forward.
Yeah, I think he took a pretty good knock on his shin from that challenge. Should be something he'll be able to carry on with, but definitely going to be a sore one tomorrow. This is really going to change the dynamic of the game, I think, Drew. Being down a man, Peachtree down 2 goals as well. They can either approach the game one of 2 ways, just throw the kitchen sink at it and hope to get something from the game, or just try to go into damage control. And for me, I don't really see them going for it here, and I wouldn't be surprised to see the game finish 2-0, 3-0.
Sure. Tony Solaire's night is done. Here comes Isidro Martinez.
Yeah, Isidro Martinez got 90 minutes last time when we played Peachtree up in Atlanta. He's just going to sit in front of that back 4 and really just protect those guys. Move the ball side to side, nice and simple, and look to see the game out. Plays at University of Texas, Rio Grande Valley, and it's turned into a pretty solid Division I program over the last couple of years, and he's also got some great experience training with the USL team there in Rio Grande Valley.
Flag goes up. Yaya Cisse called that time.
Subbing on for Tormenta FC, number 5, Isidro Martinez.
76th minute now. Ball will get away. MOBA have a chance, and that is going to be called, and a yellow coming up for Josh Fields. And that is another case of Tormenta just a little bit caught sleeping and trying to recover, and inexcusable when it's 11 on 10.
Yeah, and really a simple ball in behind. Only one real runner to deal with. Takes a skip off the turf in front of him, but got to be aware as a center back as to stuff that's going on over your shoulders. And really in that situation, 3-on-1 against one striker, you don't expect to come out of there with a yellow card as a center back.
So set piece coming up for the MOBA, and this is going to be a great opportunity at a goal. Arthur DeLuca will set this one down. Tormenta will form the wall right at the top of the 18. Keeping on the rebound here. Pablo Hada making sure his teammates are able to recover.
Probably better for a right footer from this angle, but DeLuca might be capable from set pieces.
DeLuca puts this one a little bit too high. Now, I've had a chance to call some USL games, Jared, over the past year. You know who does that better than anybody else? Didier Drogba. Just tremendous on plays just like that. Probably still the best in the world.
Oh, absolutely. He's done that day in and day out in his career. That's part of the reason why he's still playing at 38, 39 years old. But it's one of the big things as you go higher up in leagues next year as Tormenta goes to Division III. These kinds of dead ball specialists pop up more and more and more as you get higher and higher. And those kinds of scenarios can really punish you at higher levels.
Tell us, Jared, about your aspirations playing with Tormenta next year as they enter USL D3.
No, I mean, I'd certainly love to be part of this organization. I think, admittedly, I'm a little bit behind in terms of my playing, having been out for a while here. But, yeah, certainly at 23 years of age, still want to play for a bunch more years. And after that, would definitely love to get into the coaching side of the game.
Another whistle here and another yellow card. This game getting a little bit ugly here in the final stages. And this one was on Hara. As he came out, Sean Sannon going to get the yellow. Hara right now in serious pain.
Yeah, Sannon just clattered straight through him after he's kicked the ball out of play there. And some guys from Tormenta feeling quite sore at the moment.
This point in the game, this is where the legs really get heavy. And you start looking up at the clock.
A yellow card has been issued to number 6 of MOBA.
We see a replay here, and yeah, flying through late. I think Hara maybe makes a little bit out of it, but definitely flying through late. Total yellow card, and looks like he maybe caught Hara in the ribs or in the shoulder there. Should be okay to continue. If not, John Milligan from UNC Greensboro's another goalkeeper available off the bench. Could also take a little bit of sting out of the game here. Not to waste the clock or anything, but more or less to just calm the game down a little bit. It's been a little bit hectic here with the sending off and another booking, and good for Tormenta just to get things under control again.
Yeah, it's certainly been a little bit hectic over the last 10 minutes. I think after the Jad Arslan goal, things sort of started to change. You saw the frustration really set in for Peachtree City.
No, absolutely, and I think they still fancy their chances a bit, only one goal down, but consecutive goals can really kill games off and really break a team's spirit, especially when you're on the road playing a team of Tormenta's quality.
Number 17, Ibikunle, comes into the match for Peachtree City. He's out of George Mason University. Lots of chatter you hear down on the pitch. See the good crowd on hand for Tormenta FC. Goals by Chapman, Page, and Arslan. And the 2-0 lead for Tormenta, trying to stay unbeaten. Looking more and more like that is going to happen. And right now playing 11 on 10. Tormenta trying to get this one deep. Arslan with the header! Oh, off the crossbar. Tremendous attempt by Jad Arslan.
Gone down really soft there, Jad. Going to be another dangerous opportunity though here. I think we might see Arche get onto the ball.
JG, the goalie, gets issued a card. They are getting handed out like hotcakes here late in the second half. But how about this header by Jad Arslan?
Yeah, great little ball cut back from Mikey Rowe. Just flicked onto the bar from Jad. He gets a little push in the back there, and it's going to be a set piece in a dangerous area for Tormenta. I think we're going to see Alvaro Arche on this one. He's got great ability from dead balls. One of the things we talked about earlier, Drew, is just guys who have that ability to put the ball up and over the wall and into the back of the net. And he hit one straight into the top corner from the other side of the 18 yesterday in training, and we'll see him do the same thing here.
The Spaniard getting set up for Tormenta FC. There's the wall from the MOBA. Yellow cards, red cards, and a whole lot of else here in the second half. Arche on the ground and right in the hands of Jeji.
And he's really disappointed with that one, but he's got to switch on and get back into the game quickly. Nicoletta does well to clean up there.
And Tormenta, good job keeping this ball in play. Tormenta FC, another shot. This one goes to the right, and let's see if it was deflected. It's going to be a corner kick. Tell you what, I love this by Tormenta, still with a 2-0 lead. And Jared, they're not letting up. They're playing hard here through the final gun. Another substitution coming on for MOBA. Rowe puts it in play. Arslan surveying things. Now it's Rowe. Little space to work with. And this is going to be another corner. See the crowd right next to the goal. They're being entertained right now. Getting their money's worth as Tormenta has had several chances here in the second half. Arslan able to bury one. This ball sent in tight. Inside the 6, couple players got airborne. Arche able to keep it alive. Another shot and a one-handed denial by the goalie, Jeji. Jared, I can feel a Tormenta goal coming. They're just getting too many looks here late.
Yeah, and at the very least, this is fantastic for just eating up some clock. Not something that players are really thinking about, but to keep the ball down in this end as far away as possible from their own goal is something that's fantastic to do at the end of the game like this.
Another Tormenta ball. Another header attempt. Nice one, going to sail over everybody. It's going to belong to Peachtree City here, 85th minute. Likely going to have considerable stoppage time coming up. It's been an entertaining second half. Not always pretty, though. Both teams getting a little bit heated. A few scary moments. Some players going down. Cisse gets tied up there in an exchange. Tormenta piling up the corner kicks here late. A red card issued to Brandon Beresford. So it's 11 on 10. here in these final minutes. Keep in mind, immediately following this Tormenta TV telecast, go over to Facebook, Tormenta's Facebook page, for the Powerade Player of the Match, brought to you by ME Marketing Services. I'm going to ask you your input, Jared, on our Player of the Match. It's going to be interesting which player gets chosen, because it was certainly a balanced effort tonight.
Yeah, we've seen a few players get involved on the score sheet. Chapman Page obviously keeping a clean sheet tonight, as well as getting on the end of that ball from Mikey Rowe. And Jad Arslan putting away a great ball from Connor Antley as well. So definitely a number of names in contention.
Iososu on top of it. Zidra Martinez. Tormenta staying aggressive. Another ball that was given away. And again, Jad Arslan in the mix. Shot taken and just to the left for Tormenta FC.
Nicoletta might have deserved one there. He did super well to get onto the end of that press, but looks like they've given offside. But he read the pass, pressed high up the pitch, won the ball, and then drove with the ball into the final third and created a great chance for himself.
Marco Nicoletta played for Reading last year, played for Charlotte back in 2016. Rested a quad injury, so he sat out last Saturday's match, but he has really been rejuvenated here tonight. Just does so many different things. He can hurt you so many different ways.
Yeah, he used to play higher up the field a couple of years ago, actually, more as a winger or maybe even a number 10. So having him and all of his ability in that number 8 role to really go box to box and get on the half turn, play balls into space for other players, but also look to combine and use his dribbling ability is really fantastic.
Nice ball sent out this time. This is Jad Arslan again. 1 versus 1. Taken down. That's an easy call. Jad Arslan, what a career for Tormenta he has had here in his 3rd season with the club. Rowe and Arslan. Mikey Rowe will hand this one off.
At this point, Tormenta just doing their best to see the game out. This is where you want the ball down on the other team's corner flag, and it's difficult for them to get out, as you can see now. Arslan blocks that one, and they're going to have to set up a goal kick. And it's a great way to kill the game, and just speaks to the discipline that Coach Millerese wants to see in these moments, to see games out, to make sure that the game's killed and other teams don't get a chance to come back into the game.
Tormenta on the verge of moving on, staying unbeaten. About to move to 5-0-1 and have 16 points on the season. Playing tremendous soccer right now, but there are still a lot of ways that this team can improve, and they're not out of the woods just yet. Peachtree trying to get a goal. Hara goes downstairs to knock that one down. Pablo Hara on the verge of another clean sheet.
Yeah, a little slip ball there to get him behind, then low hard shot to his near post, but Hara's quick to react. Does well to get down early, but those are the chances you want to see Tormenta prevent if they can. Obviously, they've done well to manage it and to survive those moments tonight, but it's not always going to be the case. It's important to stay switched on in those moments.
Especially when you're on the road too, right? It seems like those moments more often than not come through for the opposition. 4 minutes of stoppage time coming up as we're done with regulation. Drew Felios, Jared Odenbeck, and our awesome crew from the Georgia Southern Multimedia Development Center here on this Wednesday night. It's been a fun one. Tormenta FC trying to wrap things up against Peachtree City. And keep in mind, immediately following this telecast, go over to Facebook, the Tormenta Facebook page, for our Powerade Player of the Match, brought to you by ME Marketing Services. That's immediately following our telecast here. So, Jared, I got to ask you, in your mind, who would you pick as Powerade Player of the Match? It's a tough call, isn't it?
Tough to say for me. Definitely multiple candidates, I'd say. Have to be a toss-up tonight between, for me, maybe Jad Arslan and Marco Nicoletta for the influence he's had in the game. Jad Arslan's definitely run himself into the ground tonight and created plenty as we see him get in behind again here. And we've seen Nicoletta's influence on a number of occasions, and unlucky for him not to get on the score sheet tonight.
Fans now sensing it. You can hear the cheering going on down on that far corner. They're in that VIP section. Good place to be for all Tormenta home matches.
Food down there is quite good, actually. I had some on Saturday night.
Certainly is. This is the fourth home match, still 3 regular season home matches to go. Those will wrap up the end of June here. Credit Peachtree City. They are playing until the final gun. Down a man here late. Iososu gets a good foot on it. Arche in space now. Alvaro's done a good job tonight since checking in. Now it's Nicoletta. Tormenta just trying to slow things down. Run some clock here. Cedro Martinez off the bench. Has filled his role. Iososu. Speed up, slow down, stop on a dime. So this is the 6th regular season contest. Tormenta FC gonna stay unbeaten on the year. The run continues. 16 points. And right now really setting the tone throughout the PDL. Tormenta FC, another victory here at home. They're perfect at home this year. Improving to 5-0-1, 16 points. And in the second half, impressive at times, getting it done against Peachtree City. 2-0 the final score. Jared Odenbeck, your final thoughts from Irk Russell Park.
No, job done on the night for Tormenta. Maybe could have been a little bit cleaner in some instances, but at the end of the day, that's what these Wednesday night games are about. You got to gut it out. You got to come out and put in a solid performance, and I think every player can hold their head high and say that they've given everything tonight, and that's the difference in the 2-0 result.
Jad Arslan, big goal right there. Second goal of the night, sealed it for Tormenta FC. Jad is our Powerade Player of the Match. You can meet him in the postgame on Facebook Live. Till next time, for Jared Odenbeck and our entire crew here from the Georgia Southern Multimedia Development Center, I'm Drew Felios. Thanks for watching Tormenta TV as Tormenta FC defeats Peachtree City 2-0. Have a great week.